You described yourself as a little lady with a big voice. What does that mean?
Oh, well, I'm 5'2", really 5'1.5", and I've been a national speaker now for about 15 years. So it's just this little stature, this little person, and then soon as and ask my husband, how big is my mouth? Yeah, I'm the little lady with the big voice. But it's twofold, Michael. The other side of it is that I've grown to appreciate that I get to be the voice of so many who feel that they don't have one, especially from a health perspective. So what started out from this phrase for my speaking has grown into this voice for health equity for women.
Right. Got it. Got it. And what do you speak about when you're on the podium usually?
Well, it's been a minute since I've been able to speak on large stages. And of course, now with COVID, just this virtual space doesn't open up for so many opportunities. But now I'm in this, now I'm embracing the conversation about health and women, chronic illnesses, primarily diabetes. So that's the goal, is really the awareness that's needed.
And was this something that sort of came from your own life, your own story?
Combination. I've always been a health fanatic. I mean, I was fortunate to have grown up in a household where it made sense to eat better and exercise. And so some years ago, I became a Zumba instructor primarily for the money, quick part-time job, right? And when I became a health coach, it opened up my eyes from a behavior change perspective. Like, wow, Nakia, most women really aren't like you, that they'll just get up and go do what they have to do for their health. And then interestingly, just a year after my master coaching certification, my health took a turn. And when it took a turn, and some of the simple things that I appreciated, like just getting up, going to the gym, getting a hardcore workout in, and desiring to eat better, that changed. And that led me to this concept in 2018 called Beautifully Well. And just like, what does that mean, right? And I this thought that, hey, I want to reach those women who aren't jumping up and down because they can't wait to get to the gym. Those women who aren't thinking about organic foods or how much time it takes to meal prep. They're overwhelmed. And what they want to do is be able to just start somewhere and find this non-judgmental space to be able to gradually do what they know they need to do and feel good about it. So this concept is a behavior change concept. I call it innovative, and eventually you'll see people mimic this. We're a wellness spa with holistic therapies. We use sauna therapy and vibration plate therapy combined because research, including the science, has shown that vibration plate therapy is equivalent to exercise. So it's our exercise. And sauna therapy has been proven to not only reduce stress, but to get the metabolism up and going, and encourage the body to reset from a circulatory perspective. So I've combined those two concepts to create a wellness spa that gives women a chance to just come in and first use self-care as their connection to us as coaches. And we'll coach them through some of the health concerns that they have and give them access to the nutrition and the fitness support that they need in order to become healthier.
So the people that you are helping, do they come to an office or do they come to your home? How do you structure this?
Oh, we have a spa.
You have a spa. All right.
Yeah. We have a physical location in Pikesville. There we have it. I'm actually in my office, but this is different.
Beautiful. What's the address in case anyone wants to pop in?
It's 201 Milford Mill Road. We're in the Professional Development Center right next to the Baltimore County Police Station. and we're
Aha.
Suite 102.
All right. So, and how many people are you working with now?
So I have one program coordinator that supports us in the spa and remotely. We have 5 certified coaches. 2 are bilingual because we have an American Sign Language program and a Spanish taught program. And then there are 3 coaches that teach our English programs.
Got it. And how many clients do you have?
Well, right now we have, in light of COVID, we average about 20 to 30 clients a month inside. Our virtual wellness suite, which is our online program based right now, has a load of a little over 400 clients. They are not all active. So one day we hope it will be. And our diabetes prevention program right now, which is completely virtual, is a small but scaling program that's we're feeding off of insurance referrals, which is just under 30. Yeah. 5 years, it looks amazing. And in a 5-year period, we see ourselves as proving that this spa concept is evidence-based. So one tier is a franchise model, not quite like your typical franchise, in that we'll look for other health spa or medi spa environments that want to incorporate the Beautifully Well concept and license them to use our vendors and our concept. The second piece of this 5-year plan is to be able to work with other non-clinicians in the diabetes prevention and management space and license them to use our concept that we've taken from the CDC and bundled it into this culturally competent program for women, especially women of color and those in underserved communities. We see it in multiple cities. Our clients, because of the virtual program, are with us from as far as Georgia.
Really?
So we're already national with the online program, but we see global, Michael. We really do, especially from a virtual perspective. We have mentors who are leading the way with diabetes programs in India and Singapore. One of our coaches is working closely with a company in Ghana. So yeah, we want to be able to become that business you think of when you think of who's stopping diabetes and who's supporting women to better health, and in a
Right.
way that they want to be supported.
Got it. So to get to this point so far, you had to get some money. And who did you approach for money when you needed it?
Oh, besides my husband.
Always a good
Well,
starting place.
Oh, it's always a good start. Ask me what's my salary. I'll just point to him. But eventually that'll change. But as you know, with any business, you need some seed money. And our seed money started, of course, through family and close friends just wanting to support the efforts. But then we reached a point where we did a small crowdfunding campaign, just small enough to help me to see that, wow, there are others who believe in this. And it was that small crowdfunding program that led me to Stephanie with Community Wealth Builders. Through Stephanie, she introduced me to Mainvest, which is a platform to help entrepreneurs grow their client, grow their, or I would say develop their raise, start their raise. And that was a pivotal point for us. We were able to raise, the goal was 5 figures, so we did it with the $10,000 raise to just help us get over the hump at the start of 2021, actually. But that raise actually fueled the fire, so we can't wait to raise again, but we're looking to do more than double what we did that first time. Well, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know a whole lot about crowdfunding at that level. Mainvest became the better option because of the type of business where my business was at the time, starting up, in the process of, the best way to pay back is revenue. So if you generate revenue, great, investors can reap a return. If not, then hey, until you generate the revenue, can't pay back what you don't have.
Right.
So Mainvest system proved to be a better start for us.
How much work did it require for you to get the offering up on Mainvest?
How much work? Not much. So that's the other thing. Mainvest, their process is streamlined. Of course, a lot of legal paperwork. But outside of that, I would say that part was pretty quick. It didn't take long to go through the legal aspect of it at all.
What about accounting? Was that difficult before you did your offering?
Not necessarily, because we were only a year old, so our financials were on point, a year old in the midst of a pandemic. So what that has proven to me, though, is the need to know your numbers.
Right.
To have accounting in place well before you especially decide to crowdfund at that level. Yeah.
And once you got your offering up on Mainvest, how long did it take for you to raise the $10,000?
Oh, okay. Good question. So it took a couple of months.
Couple of months.
Yeah, it took, and actually, be real, it took about 3 months. We started the campaign knowing that we would hit the holiday season, which is not the best season to crowdfund. I mean, you can hit it early on where people are in this giving spirit, they're in that mode, but then you reach a point where people are, they're with the families, companies shut down, all that good stuff. So I believe it would not have taken as long if one, it wasn't for the holiday. And then for me, taking ownership of the raise. It was my first big raise, and I didn't realize how much work it took. And at the same time, I was managing a business.
Right.
So the consistency that's needed, I learned that over time. So it really was the last 2 weeks of the raise that we pushed. Like that last day in 24 hours, I needed, I think, 1,300. We had to push it in the last 24 hours to get to the 10.
Right. And what took the most time?
The consistency of building awareness of the raise. That's where all the time is. You have to tell people they can't contribute if you don't tell them, and if you don't build a story around why they should contribute.
How did you reach out to people during the raise, and who did you reach out to?
Well, first, of course, family, clients, and friends. And that all started with that email process, throwing out text messages, but mainly social media played a significant role. I'll say about 70% was social media, just pushing it that way. Yeah.
Right. And how big was your list when you started doing all this?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, I shortchanged myself. I forgot how many people I actually knew. and that original list was under 40. I really wanted to reach out to the small raise that I did before with those investors, because that raise, it was small, but it was, a small amount that each had to contribute, and I could have tapped in a little bit better with the 60 that had contributed to the smaller raise.
Got it.
So I learned that the hard way.
Right. And beginning to end, how much did all of this cost you? Would you say it clearly cost you a lot of time in the marketing, but in raw dollars, what did you have to lay out to do this?
Oh, that's zero.
Zero.
Yeah. If I could figure out how much time and do the math on that one, but really it's expended time and energy is what it cost. This next raise, I will invest in marketing dollars, because social media ads are key. A couple of lessons I've learned from this go round. But initially, to start, And what a wonderful way to start. Raising money because we needed money without investing money to raise the money.
Right. And
Yeah.
what are you going to try to raise next time around?
So this next go round, we're going for 50,000.
Great.
And we're still investigating which platform we'll use.
I see. Okay. And when do you think it'll be ready for the public to put money into?
We're aiming for February, which is Heart Month. So
Yes.
we're looking at how, we can get off to a really fast start. Hopefully I'm not pushing it too soon with what we have lined up, but that is the goal, to center this raise around something that already has a really strong awareness, and that is the heart health.
And is there anything you're going to do differently for this $50,000 raise that you learned from the first $10,000 raise?
Oh, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version because I learned a lot and it's all good. One, I'm going to research the type of raise. Really important for crowdfunding is knowing what I'm getting into financially. Second, we have a real budget. We have real needs. So this $50,000 is centered around knowing exactly what we need so that we can communicate that piece much better. Third is that my list is over 1,000, and I'm going to tap into this over 1,000 people that I personally know, and take some time to really build this story. That's the other part. The story is the big piece. So our story has changed a bit in a good way, and we need to be able to communicate it. And last, what we just talked about, setting aside some advertising dollars so that we can get more press and take advantage of social media ads.
And is there any other advice you would give to starting up businesses who are thinking about doing crowdfunding so that they get more out of it?
Well, if I was Nike with that bank account, I would say just do it. Because do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. It's a big decision. It requires some time to think about it. But at the end of the day, crowdfunding has become an amazing opportunity, especially for businesses in a position where we need non-traditional funds, and at the same time, the ability to market our businesses, especially social entrepreneurs who are really making an impact on society. So just get out of your own way and carve out the time to get it done.